we're finally live.
Here we are.
We have this show up and running finally. Welcome to another episode of Big Head Bastards. I'm Ray. This is also Ray. Cass is not here today because he's got some he's got some issues. Got stuff's going on.
There's
been a lot of weird ass things going on over the last few days. We've had issues with YouTube. This episode is probably not ever going to make it to YouTube. I don't know if it will. But fuck YouTube. Just fuck YouTube. Fuck YouTube. And if this does make it to YouTube, I still say fuck YouTube.
YouTube, if you're hearing this, fuck you guys.
But anyway, Cass could not be here this evening. He's got other stuff he's got to do, and he's not allowed to drink for the next 5 days, according to his doctor. So, because of that,
here I am.
I have a friend of mine here who has, again, not seen the show. I gotta stop doing that. I gotta get people on here who have actually seen the thing. I know.
Well, I mean, at least I've known about the show for a minute.
This is true. Now you can actually start watching it. I mean,
yeah.
Maybe you can at least see what's on YouTube, and of course, everybody on Twitch can see the things. And of course, we've got all our stuff up on Patreon. Please, 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 dear God, give us money on Patreon. Like we need the funding. Anyway, if you don't know the drill, we are going to sit down and, well, we're already sitting down. We are going to split a 6-pack of beer. We have 6 beers that we don't know what they are. Now, unfortunately, I did get a peek at some of the beers that we'll be having today, so I know what a couple of them are. And I'm just wondering if I will be able to identify those beers by taste when it comes to them. By, like, taste and smell. Yeah, we've got 6 beers. He has no idea what the hell we're going to be drinking.
I'm at least clueless, so there's that.
And, you know, one thing that we like to stick to with this show is, one, we're never really professional. We're professionally unprofessional, so being unprepared is standard. So
all right. I'll fit right in then.
Yeah, I mean, how long have you known me? Not knowing what the fuck is going on is just kind of like, oh, well.
That's a general staple for you. Just like with the arcades, you're like, wait, there's an extra day save. Wait, we've got them in town? Oh, wait, we've got stage 8 machines? What?
Oh, boy, oh, boy.
Ooh.
My dad is graciously being our...
Wait, we've got a Mystery 4 and Mystery 5? How many?
There are 6 beers in total that we're going to be drinking.
Mystery, and we're all getting half of each. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There's a few more.
Thank you so much for your efforts.
Yeah. So yesterday, we spent most of the day canning about 40 pounds of peaches. Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah. There were a couple times when we were throughout the whole process where I was just like, oh, it appears as though we've got,
Oh, now those are fancy.
Oh, you're not in sight of the camera. There we go.
Good, because if it sees me, it'll break.
Well, I know not to let you on camera because the screen won't work right after that.
That's true.
I broke another lens.
Professional camera operator for 40 years, and what do I get?
And what do I get?
Well, it's like you said, Dad, I've got a great face for radio. So we have our 6 contestants lined up.
Here's number 1.
I trust that my dad has picked out some good stuff. We've got a little amber color kind of thing going on here. It's looking pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
Guessing it's probably just an amber ale.
Probably.
A little bit malty, smells just a tiny bit sweet. Aha, sweet. We have the list of things, and once we're done with this little bit, we'll go in and grab the bottles and cans and such, so we can show them off, and y'all can see them. But we have our first beer.
First one of the night here. Ooh, that's pretty good.
I think this is a Scotch ale. It's think that's
It's got some stouty elements to it, for sure. But yeah, it still like hits more like an ale rather than a stout. It's
I take that
like
though.
bordering between the two. It's fantastic.
I like it. It's pretty drinkable. I would guess that it's sitting around, I don't know. That feels like it's probably around like 7 horsepower. Maybe more, maybe less, but I think it's around there. I don't know.
It's at least got to be like a 6, 6.5.
Just so you know, when we're referring to alcohol percentages in beers, we don't
Horsepower.
say... Yes, it is always
Got it.
horsepower.
Easy translation.
Yeah.
A little bit of water in between.
All right, let's move on down the line to beer number 2.
All right.
Pale looking thing. This might be a Pilsner. I don't know.
Interesting.
Light, palatable. It's not very... It's got a little tiny bit of like hop juiciness in there, but not the hop.
I was kind of expecting it to surprise hit me like one of those strong ass pale ales. You know, those like fucking Whopper flavored IPAs, but no, it's actually...
Yeah, no, that's very...
There's no like jalapeno surprise.
That is
no
super drinkable. That's a
I could sip on that for a minute.
That's a pretty good beer.
That is. I'm gonna go for
Liking
another
it.
sip, actually. Hold up.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's tasty.
Get a cup of pistachios real
Hydrating.
real quick here. Now, so here's the thing. It looks like in order to do stuff on YouTube, we might have to do a slight format change because apparently it doesn't matter that we're not drinking the entirety of these 6-packs on camera. It does matter that we start drinking 6 beers. And apparently, public intoxication is not allowed on YouTube.
How is it public intoxication if it takes place in a private setting?
Not only that, but have you ever seen How to Drink?
No.
There are quite a few shows where people do alcohol reviews and things like that, and they will be like, "Yeah, no, this is like the 3rd episode in a row that we're filming. I'm a little bit drunk right now. It's cool. We're gonna drink some more." I don't understand.
Yeah, this is...
Yeah.
What?
Don't expect YouTube to hold anyone to the same standards for much of anything. Anyway, move on to beer number 3.
A lot of bullshit from you, YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Number 3 was an interesting pour, apparently.
Yeah, it was
this
super
bad
duper
boy
foamy.
was so foamy.
I'm just gonna give it a little
Little
swirl.
glass.
Yeah, I gave it just like that's.
Yeah, I still got foam clinging on the side of my glass.
And you
here,
can
like
see the
it's-
color on that pretty good on camera. Right on.
Yeah. There it is.
I feel like that's got to be an IPA.
Oh, yeah. IPA detected. Oh. Alright, go for another.
Oh yeah, we drink all of the beer.
All of the beer.
All of the beer.
Oh.
Hoppy.
Very hoppy.
Not much on the malt. Definitely got some yeasty leftovers in there. There's some dead yeast floating around in here.
Delicious.
That's what those little white chunks are.
Yep.
Yeah. Definitely some dead yeast in there, but I still think that's it's pretty tasty.
I could deal with like a couple of those in the night, you know? I wouldn't be sipping on a steady diet of those, but like
It's not.
if I wanted something strong flavor-wise in the beer realm to drink and that was available, it's not a terrible IPA because there's better and worse IPAs out there. I'm not an IPA guy personally.
It tastes very familiar to me. Oh, and also anybody watching, if you're like, hey, the video looks kind of weird, it's because Cass isn't here to set things up properly, and I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing.
Whereas he is the one that does know what the fuck he is doing.
Yeah, and since
And this is
not,
my first time helping out with this.
Yeah, this is
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing,
it's
clearly.
It's an adventure. We like to have adventures. You guys know we like to have adventures. It's great. It's cool. Yeah. Plan is a 4-letter word. Speaking of 4.
Speaking of 4.
Ooh, wow.
Now this...
That smells very dark and...
Ooh, that smells...
You can see... Ooh. It's got a real dark, like...
It's...
reddish color going on there. I don't know if you can see through it. Not really.
Not quite. It's a pretty dark one.
It's like brown bread. Like...
It's... Yeah.
It's got like a little molasses kind of thing going on.
Yes,
Yeasty.
molasses.
Yeah,
that's
it's
it.
like molasses.
I was like,
yeast,
what? There's something in there. It's like a molasses or a... Ready?
Fuck, yeah.
Oh.
It's very sweet.
Woo!
Vanilla?
I'm tasting like a vanilla molasses or something. Maybe it's molasses, maybe it isn't, but there's definitely the vanilla, and
it's
then
got that kind
with
of...
the smell and the flavor, there's definitely something else going on.
It's got a really creamy mouthfeel too. It's like nice and smooth and like...
To me, it's like a smooth at first and then like a robust, zippy finish. With that vanilla extra hints flavor.
Do you get almost like coffee and toasted marshmallow on the back end of that kind of?
Definitely the coffee. Toasted marshmallow. I'm not sure toasted marshmallow, but coffee and toasted something.
Coffee and almost like burnt toast, but not.
Yeah. But not burnt white bread toast, like a burnt sourdough toast.
And not like burnt, but like, yeah, that's done.
Yeah. Top end of well done for toast.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to
number 5.
Beer number 5. So we fucking get to your date. This looks like beer.
This looks very much like beer. This
get a good color on that.
This also smells very much like beer. I feel like I'm gonna enjoy this one.
It's definitely an ale. I don't know. Maybe it's a red.
I think I might know what this is.
This is very familiar.
I think I might know what this is.
What do you think this is?
I think this might be a George Killian's red ale. I might be wrong.
You may actually be spot the fuck on, sir.
But this...
Yeah?
This could very well be a George Killian's. I might be wrong.
Well, I guess we'll find out.
That's the closest thing that I can compare the flavor to.
There have been times where we've been drinking on this show and we've gone, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Like,
hold up.
I fucking know what
I know that one.
Like, there are quite a few of these that I'm like, that's really familiar. I feel like I've had that before. Yep.
Yeah.
But we've been actually...
Out of my friends, you're one of the more legendary beer guys. So.
Legendary!
That's a will be legendary!
So, speaking of legendary, there used to be there still is a place in town called the Viking. But many moons ago, they had tap handles on the ceiling. And they had a shitload of tap handles on the ceiling. They were all... Like, basically all of the space on the ceiling behind the bar was covered in tap handles that were spaced like
pretty much
6 inches apart. And the first time that I went into that place, I was like, wow, this looks like they have a whole lot of beer. This looks really fucking cool. So, yeah. I looked at the tap handles on the ceiling and I discovered that it was faster. I'm fucking with lights here. I'm gonna give that 3 little clicks up. If that's a thing, maybe. There we go. That went the right way.
Ah, super
It's
bright.
not. Oh. There we go.
There we go.
Okay, that's a little bit better for, I guess, the lighting on there. Anyway, I was talking about a thing, and my brain went to shit because I have scroll
The taps at the Viking.
Oh, yes. So I found it was quicker to count the taps on the ceiling that I hadn't had than the ones that I had. Because I was looking up the curler. Had it.
Had that one, I've 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 had that one. I definitely had that one.
Yep. Nope. Yep. Wait a minute. Hang on. It's gotta be quicker. No. Holy fuck. I drink a shitload of beer. No. Oh my god. No. Hi. Yeah, I guess I do just kind of get a different beer every time I fucking drink a beer, don't I? Maybe not every time, but a lot of the time. I like to just try different beers.
And there's so many. There's so many to be made.
There are so many.
Like, throughout history, there's so many different kinds of beers. Like, fuck. Lists of beer recipes that we have gotten in tablets from ancient Samaria. One tablet alone had, I believe, over 151 recipes on it for just beer.
I don't think it was 151 recipes, but that was around...
Well, the 151 that we translated off that one tablet, if I recall correctly.
Are you ready for the final beer, sir?
Yes.
I don't know. I'd have to look into that. I know that there was at least one recorded. I don't know exactly how many. I know there's a lot of different ways to fucking make beer. Dark.
This one is a dark. This one's...
I think this is another Scotch ale. And I think... one of them's Mountain Man and the other one's Cold Smoke.
Alright. Which one's Mountain, which one's Cold Smoke?
I think number 6 is Cold Smoke. I might be wrong.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure those are both.
Smoke.
I'm pretty sure those are both Scotch ales.
One is Mountain Man. If I had to claim a name for any of them, I'd have to say number 5's George Killian's Red Ale.
You know, I would not be surprised if it is Killian's, because I think that is one of the things that I picked up in this last month's case of stuff. Next month's case of stuff, we don't know what the fuck we're gonna get. But we also don't know exactly how we're setting everything up for next month and this month and all the things. So, you know, all y'all that actually keep up with the show and keep watching, thank you for continuing to watch us do our thing, because we like to have people support us with this. I mean, we're starting 9 months of this, and you know, we got a few people supporting us. Yeah, dude, we started this out in January. We started doing it hour-long YouTube episodes and all of the rest of it on Patreon when we started up every other week. And then we were like, you know what? No, maybe we should put this down to like half hour on YouTube, because half hour on YouTube is probably pretty much long enough, and that gives us time to figure out what we like and talk about the beers and stuff. Speaking of which, we need to figure out what our favorite beers are out of all of these things. We need to rank. All we go for is top 3.
Top 3, huh? I like one.
I really like that caramel flavor in there. I like, these are all just, they're all pretty good. 4 is my least favorite just because it's so fucking sweet.
3, I'd have to say 3 is my bottom.
Yeah, but you're not an IPA dude, so you're just
I'm not an IPA dude, and, well, it just, the extra, what kills it for me is all that extra.
You know, that just happens sometimes.
At the bottom.
It would be better, usually that's often like a filtration thing. It's just like the end of a batch or something like that. It's just like, whoop, shit.
And for me with IPAs, that's the determining factor basically, and this particular batch just kind of fell short for me.
Well, what are your top 3 picks? What are your favorites out of the bunch? In no particular order. You don't have. It doesn't have to be like this one's number 1, this one's number 2, this one's number 3. Just like I like these 3.
In no particular order, my top 3 standouts would have to be number 2, number 5, and number 6.
2, 5, and 6. Well, 1, 2, and 6 are in my top picks, so you can probably guess, y'all watching at home, that number 6 and number 2 are probably going to be the decent, like, hey, we're all right. These must be all right. We both agreed on those 2. Speaking of which, gonna find out. Okay, Founders, Dirty Bastard. Jeremiah Johnson Blonde Ale. So number 2 is the Jeremiah Johnson Blonde Ale, and number 6 is the Cold Smoke Scotch Ale.
Hey, 6 was Cold Smoke. You called it.
I will be.
What was 5? So if it wasn't George Killian's, what was it?
Boundary Bay's Scotch Ale.
Boundary Bay's Scotch Ale. So that is a Scotch Ale and not a red.
I will be right back with the packaging so that everybody can see it.
All right. It's a fine batch all around. It was a good spread. Not gonna lie, I think it had a little bit of something for everybody on the scale of beer fans. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that number 5 didn't turn out to be a George Killian's red.
You know, there's
because I felt
you can get thrown off and fooled. So number 1, I'm kind of sad that this one didn't get. The other bastard didn't get this one. Founders, Dirty Bastard Scotch Ale. That is number 1, which is my number 1 pick out of the thing. I think it's fucking hilarious that my number 1 pick out of the whole thing is Dirty Bastard Scotch Ale.
That's a bit poetic,
that's
isn't it?
That's beautiful. That's kind of awesome. This comes from Founders Brewing Company in Grand Rapids, Michigan. So good it's almost wrong. Dark ruby in color and brewed with 7 varieties of imported malts. Complex in finish with hints of smoke and peat, paired with a malty richness and a right hook of hop power to give it the bad attitude that a beer named Dirty Bastard has to live up to. Ain't for the wee lads. I probably should have said it more like that. So good it's almost wrong. Oh yeah, that's way better. I should have done that, but now it's too fucking late.
Now you gotta no. Do it over again.
Alright.
From the
so
top.
So good it's almost wrong. Dark ruby in colour and brewed with 7 varieties of imported malts. Complex in finish with hints of smoke and peat. Paired with a malty richness and a right hook of hop power to give it the bad attitude that a beer named Dirty Bastard has to live up to. Eat for the wee lads. So I think we got a few Scotch ales on this one. Beer number 2, Jeremiah Johnson Blonde Ale. There we go.
That one.
Jeremiah Johnson Brewing Company. The Dirty Bastard is, what is your horsepower? 8.5 horsepower. So I was like, I think that's around 7, maybe more.
Yep. I was like at least 6.5.
Jeremiah Johnson Brewing Company, the Blonde Ale, brewed in Montana.
Ah, yes.
5.4 horsepower, 30 IBU, SRM 3.5. Not really sure what that is, but I'm sure I'll learn. FG, which is Final Gravity 3.0.
That's about a 5.5, 5.4.
Locally sourced with barley malt and water. We create our blonde ale to be light and refreshing with a hint of hopped bitterness and an even-bodied flavor. Golden straw in color, this ale uses 4 varieties of malt, including our local and famous Montana 2-row pale, Munich, caramel, and white wheat. We add pearl and size hops for a remarkable beer that is great anywhere. At Jeremiah Johnson Brewing Company, we source local, brew fresh, and can in-house for an exceptional beer that could only come from Montana's Golden Triangle. So, yeah.
You know what? That's fair enough slogan. It's long-winded, but like I'd say this tastes like the bright side of Montana.
Yes. It is pretty good. I definitely do like that. The next one is...
Next top was number 6, right?
Where I'm just writing down the 1, 2, 3, 4,
Oh,
5,
got
6. So number 1 and number 2 were my picks. 2 was in our top, so you might want to check out that.
2 was
Jeremy
on mine
Johnson
as well.
Pale Ale. This next one is the Sweet Grass Pale Ale from Grand Teton Brewing. That is beer number 3, the one where you're like, oh god! Apparently it's just a pale ale. It is not an IPA. Brewed and canned by Grand Teton in Victor, Idaho, and that is all we fucking get. 6 horsepower, cool can, decent beer. Beer number 4, Founders Backwoods Bastard. Oh, I'm really fucking
And it's
sad.
another bastard title one.
Yeah, and I'm really fucking sad that Cass did not. Aged in oak and bourbon barrels. So this has got to be that bastard aged in bourbon barrels. Backwoods Bastard. It just said, well, let's see. Expect lovely warm smells of single malt scotch, oaky bourbon barrels, smoke, sweet caramel, and roasted malts. I can talk. A bit of earthy spice and a scintilla of dark fruit. It's a kickback sipper made to excite the palate. So 11 horsepower.
It does taste strong.
Yes, it definitely tastes like it's got a little.
If you're trying to get places, it'll get you somewhere.
Yeah, that's probably something that I should have mentioned. Like that definitely fucking tasted barrel aged. Like definitely tasted.
Oh yeah.
Fucking barrel aged. Beer number 5. Boundary Bay Scotch Ale. 6.4 horsepower, 31 IBU, 22 SRM. Our Scotch Ale became a Northwest classic with the inaugural brew in 1995. Isn't it
Got
lovely?
a bit of sunlight coming through
It's
it.
so pretty.
Yes, isn't it?
The long boil in the kettle caramelizes the wort, producing deep copper tones. Scotch Ale's signature malty sweetness has been crafted for pure enjoyment since day one. Handcrafted in Bellingham since 1995. Pearl Cascade and Mount Hood hops, Turo Pale, Munich, Karistan, chocolate, wheat, and roasted barley for the thingy. Boundary Bay, good company. Cannot talk. Today it's just been a fucking brain fuck of a day. Anyway.
He's been firing on all cylinders and all cylinders misfiring. There's no coordination. It's just no ducks in a row.
It's all firing.
He's got
just
squirrels,
in the
and they're all on
too.
crack and
Fucking,
just everywhere.
It's been a bad squirrel brain day. I woke up and I was just like, so yeah, it's yeah. Anyway, number 6, one of the ones that we agreed on being badass, Kettle House Cold Smoke Scotch Ale, 6.5 horsepower. Yes, that's right. Light, bottomless powder craved by skiers and boarders. Yes, that is what cold smoke is. I don't know if anybody... smooth, roasty, robust finish. Yes, most definitely. Indeed. Canned on 5/13/21. I noticed there's a lot more places that are doing, like, canned on dates. Like, hey, this is when we put this thing in a can. So that you know about how long it's been there. Since 1995. These guys are out of Missoula, Montana, and I am a fan. Been to the brewery a couple times. Dig their shit.
Oh, really?
Yes, I've been here a
How
couple
was the
times.
brewery?
Not... the area that you have to be able to sit down and actually, like, talk and do stuff is not very all that big. Like, it's okay, but, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a...
Alright.
It was a decent place. Like, not a whole lot of people can fit in there, but it's pretty good. Yeah, those are the beers for tonight. And,
I think it's a pretty fine spread.
yeah.
Even 3 the bottom for a pale ale, like I said. It's not a bad pale ale. I'm just not a pale ale guy. I'm willing to admit my rating, as subjective.
Fair enough. Let's see. I don't know. I think I'm gonna move to this. So, one of the things that we're going to continue doing on this show, one of the things that we will hopefully continue to do on this show while we talk about beer is also start doing more stuff on Twitch and that sort of thing. We do have some stuff lined up. I don't know exactly when we're going to get to all of that. Life is definitely happening. I'm starting a new job very soon.
Oh yeah?
I'll be working for the same company as Cass, and be doing a similar sort of thing that he does, and yeah, so that's cool.
Sweet stuff.
Yeah. Woo!
Just started a job a few weeks ago. Actually, now it's like a month ago now. Yep.
Yeah, we are also planning on, in addition to doing the regular thing that we've been doing where we sit down in front of a camera and bullshit, we're going to be doing an audio-only podcast thing that we'll be putting up on an RSS feed pretty soon here. We need to get started on that. We're working on what we want to do for the first few episodes and kind of get a game plan on it. And
right. What's the initial angle that we're feeling so far on that?
It's all gonna be leftist shit, like why communism is good, why socialism is good, why anarchy is good, reasons why capitalism sucks, reasons why fascism sucks, and why you should be anti-racist and anti-sexist and anti-ableist, and you should be more for helping everyone than just trying to get ahead for yourself. Like,
all right.
We're all on Starship Earth together as crew. No, like, we are all trapped in the same room. This massive room that is this little wet rock in the middle of nowhere. Oh, sorry. In the bottom left corner of nowhere.
Bottom left corner of nowhere.
As we would call the bottom left corner of nowhere because, there's the Milky Way. Where's us? Right over here. Oh.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, Christ.
Fair enough.
For real, why would you not want to be on the right? I mean, just as the universe stands, we're on the left already. No, I'm sorry. Anyway. Oh, God. My brain is just fucking fried today. It doesn't really help that a couple of days this week were literally eaten up by me playing Payday 2. I just sat down. I've been trying to solo stealth missions, and some of it is just fucking stupid. And like the RNG for waiting on guards to change their loop so they go somewhere so you can kill them without them being inside of another guard is sometimes really fucking irritating.
Wait. Without them being inside of another guard? What?
In sight.
Oh. Okay.
In sight of. Now, the funny thing is, the detection system on this basically goes off of your head or the head of a hostage or a police officer or a corpse or whatever.
Yeah.
So, if you can manage to either kill someone and they land in a manner so that their head's in a wall or so someone can't see it, then people will walk by and nothing happens. If you can lay down a hostage, so like you can get civilians to be, I think you can get civilians and cops to be hostages, and you can move them around like, hey, you get the fuck up and get over here. And if you lay them down in just the right way, you can get them laid down so that their head is inside a wall or an object. Like, just because of how they wind up, the animation goes here, so they go.
Mm-hmm.
And if their head is inside of another object,
video game logic takes over.
Yeah, like, well, can't see the head, so they must not be there. Doesn't matter that there's a cop walking through a room that's got like 7 people tied up. Nope, can't see their heads, they're not there.
Nah, clearly that's a mannequin. Fine. It's fine.
I don't see anything. Cool. Whatever. At one point, I was robbing this one bank, and I killed somebody, and, like, I thought that I had spooked somebody that was in the lobby. And if one civilian sees a corpse, they go, ah! And, like, there are panic buttons there are panic buttons in a lot of places.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're trying to, like, stealth through some shit, you can have civilians that'll be like, eek, whack.
Eek.
Or even
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-oh, the bank teller saw you with your fucking rocket launcher while you're wandering into the bank.
Hey, there's a panic button here. I think I should press that.
But, like,
Yet in that
guess
form,
I
the
totally-
application of like common sense logic in real world actually starts applying.
Yeah.
But we can clip a head into a wall and then video game logic. There's no body there. No, we don't see shit.
And
It's a
one
mannequin.
thing, like, there is a thing that I have an appreciation for with that game, and it's like a concealment thing. Like, some weapons are more concealable than others. And you have a concealment rating. The higher your concealment rating, the less obvious you are.
All right.
If you have 0 concealment, you are probably walking around with a rocket launcher and a fucking portable saw. Like,
Yeah.
so you can get into ATMs.
Mm-hmm. That is your overt gear, not your covert gear.
Yes, and I'm doing shit with covert gear. Well, I was robbing this one bank, and I had to, like, I screwed up when I shot one person. Like, I should have killed one civilian before I killed the other civilian. Anyway, there was a freak out, and I had to shoot, like, 5 people instead of 3. Whoops. But one of them, like, I was like, oh, shit, this other civilian in the lobby is freaking the fuck out. It's like, okay, this is going to be oh, no, they're cool. Wait a minute, there's just a question mark. Huh. I guess I'll just leave it and see what happens. Maybe it should go away if it's just a question mark. If I can start going off doing other stuff, drilling into a vault, and I'm like, that question mark is still fucking there. I wonder. Okay. I think what happened.
Still there.
I think what happened was the one in the lobby, like, was just far enough out of range of being able to have it recognizably be a corpse that it wasn't gonna freak out, but it was still gonna be like, So I was like, okay, I wonder if I in this game you can put corpses in body bags and move the body bag. You can't just move a corpse. You have to have body bag to put the corpse into. So
Got it.
if you bag up the corpse, then you can carry it wherever you want to fucking go. And it was like, I'm very
Nobody's gonna question a dude just fucking carrying a body bag.
Oh
around.
no, you know, your concealment drops like considerably when you are carrying a corpse or a bag of money or a bag of gold or fucking whatever.
All right,
If you are carrying something, then you like your concealment drops. However, doesn't mean you can't walk down. Like, I love being able to take a corpse and walk along the side of the backside of a bank where there would be people like, I don't know, 50, 75 feet away. Just kind of a couple people just standing there talking while I'm walking by with a corpse. Like, they don't notice. No, nothing. But I bagged up the one corpse that I thought might have been causing the problem, and that question mark went away. So I found out about what the range is on... Like, if they're this far away, maybe not. Oh, maybe not.
It might not do a full trigger.
Yeah.
That's useful.
Yeah. What's not useful is the occasional time that I'm like trying to scout my way through something, and there's a thing where you can do if you go into the right skill set where you can point your gun at a guard and it'll automatically highlight them.
Yeah.
And you can also get like laser sights on your gun, so you just have like a laser pointer that just goes beep, and it shows you the path that your bullet is going to, like, that's where your gun is pointing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and there was one time where there's been more than once that I've accidentally shot someone while I was like, I need to zoom in on this person to make sure that and instead of zooming in, like, pop!
You done did it now.
Yeah. So fun things about that game: if you shoot someone in the legs, they fall down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, guaranteed they will, but they'll go like, and pretty much just fall down right where they are. If you shoot them in the upper body, depending on the weapon you're using, they may go flying. Sometimes this is to your advantage. Like, say you were using a. Are you familiar with the Taurus Judge shotgun? the real life pistol that is in Max Payne, and it's I think it fires like fucking 12 gauge or 10. 12.
Because,
I don't know. It fires shotgun rounds.
yes.
So if you shoot someone with that, their body does not stay in one spot. It go boo. When you use shotguns, motherfuckers fly. And if you pump enough shit into the right skills and you're doing enough damage, you can just make a body go boo.
That's great.
I very much dig it. Must continue drinking. That is the thing with this. We have to drink, and we have to talk, and we have to think about stuff.
Yes, we do.
But mostly
So we've been talking about video games. You mind if I
Oh yeah, no,
game
please,
rant on
go
myself?
ahead. Yeah, no, we like to talk about leftist content, video games, alcohol, all sorts
Excellent.
of stuff. Yeah.
Excellent. So, like, video games and alcohol, I have been playing a lot of Assassin's Creed Valhalla lately. That one's been fun because on sale I got the whole Legendary Edition.
Okay.
So, whole Game Pass, all the DLC content that comes out for it, I get automatically.
Is that available through Steam?
It absolutely should be.
Okay. That's a game I need.
Yeah, it's an Assassin's Creed title. It's Ubisoft,
Well,
so yeah,
at some point, I will probably.
It's gonna be on PC, on Xbox, on PlayStation. You know, probably coming to Nintendo Switch. You know what I mean?
I'll have to link something to my Steam account to all of this, so that the people that want to can be like, "Here, play this game."
So, great way to make money is you can sail all throughout the rivers in England, despite like what level you are. As long as you don't get to combat with anything, you could go to the zones in the end of the game.
Okay.
And in towns and shit where they might be wary of you, if you just like chill around and incognito, use the assassin's training that Hytham and
So if you just like stealth the fuck out, you can go to places you're not.
You can go to places that are like social hubs and shit that you're not necessarily supposed to, and as long as you don't piss off guards, you can be chill. And you can go play a dice game, and you can go drinking against people. And again, in like Norse settlements, you're locking horns of mead, and then against Saxon challengers, you're downing more number of cups, but cups of ale.
Okay.
And you do these drinking contests, and you can bet your silver on it. And it's just this quick QTE, hit the main input, like on Xbox it's the A button. You know, it's this timing as the circle goes in. You just, you know, hit the A button, hit the A button, hit the A button, hit the A button. Yeah. And then as you go, you have to like start balancing because the alcohol's
getting the swerve on a little bit.
So like as you got the QTE on the A button, then you need your left thumbstick ready to fucking, like, sometimes it'll want you to go left, or it wants you to go counterbalance right because you're starting to tip and tilt and shit. So you got to counter it out while you take your next swig to like even out and keep drinking to outpace the other person to win the match.
So it's almost like when you used to do like grinding or the wheelie, or like if you're in Tony Hawk, when you're like grinding, or if you're trying to do like a wheel stand, like front or back wheel, where you gotta worry about which fucking I don't want to fall over, but you also have the added little thing of like hit the dot when
drink.
Don't fall over.
Drink.
Don't fall
Don't
over.
fall over. Drink. Don't fall over. Drink. And it's you and the other person, and like different NPCs throughout the world have different skill levels of their own, so they'll like, the really good ones won't fuck up, and you need to make sure you're not fucking up to make sure that you outpace them and win.
You either have to be on the ball or on the ground.
Exactly. So.
And of course, I dive into the fucking high-powered beer first. I'm like, I'm gonna get this barrel-aged motherfucker down right now. The more I drink of it, the more that I like it. But at first, it's just too goddamn sweet.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for number 2 first, because that's a light, fresh start. Go through my darks, get through the pale, and then probably finish off with number 5.
I don't know what I'm gonna finish off with. That was pretty good.
Indeed it was.
But generally, the first one that I down is the one that I picked last. Like, whichever one I ranked the last is the one that I down the first.
Fair
It's
enough.
really strange that the 11%er is the one that is my least favorite. But it was just too fucking sweet. I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know either. Fair enough. I'm gonna do that with the number 3 then.
But I'm sure as back to stuff of the channel, as I'm sure as we go along with things, we'll have more guests and more content and more stuff going on. We have ideas for lots of stuff. We were trying to make some of those ideas come to fruition, and because some of those ideas require the cooperation of other people and companies and groups of people, then we're having some scheduling issues and other things. But we have progress being made. We have the plan to keep a steady supply of beer and content coming. So that's a thing. Yeah, we're working on stuff. Like, kind of sad that you haven't seen much of our show, but maybe after this.
I'm definitely gonna have to like carve some time out and get into it now because like I've been super busy like with my new job lately, like construction deconstruction job, and we've been working one house that was a house fire situation, and that place is a total fuckfest. I can't go into like details about it, but
shit went south.
Shit went south. Electrical fire. Slumlord landlord packing like multiple families of people into like a 3-4 bedroom house and turned it into like an 8-9 bedroom house, turning closets into bedrooms.
Again, landlord is not a job title, and people deserve a place to live, safe shelter. Oh my god, human rights are a thing.
Not according to some people.
So fucking tired of the commodification.
And then I have to clean up the fucking mess when they abuse those judgment calls.
Wish I knew how to swear in more languages.
Suka, kakashka.
You know, I think I could swear in every language on the planet, and it still wouldn't be enough expletives to cover some things.
I don't think it would. I agree with that statement, sir.
No, I know how to say all of the worst things you could possibly say to or about anyone or anything on the entire fucking planet. And none of that vocabulary from anything that we have acquired or been able to come up with from the dawn of time to now, or that we currently have available, will actually encapsulate...
fucking encapsulate the amount of bullshit going on here.
What do you have to say about this?
Oh, too many things.
Incoherent outrage mumblings. I gotta move on. No words. I have no.
When they're so angry, all you can let out is like an Arnold Schwarzenegger yell. Just
no, just fucking, yeah, just go all water boy. I'm a dula ya blangare.
Miss Vicky showed me her movies, and I like them too.
I would not complain if Rouge Block showed me her tits.
I do not disagree.
Any of the gals from the craft. I remember the first time I saw Robin Tunney was in Empire Records. And like, oh, she's really pretty. And then then she shaved her head, and I was like, yes.
You're like, I don't know why, but this is working out for me.
I got this terrible, terrible problem with going like, wow, that chick's like, oh yeah, no, cool, she's super duper pretty. Oh yeah, no, she's like stone cold hardcore lesbian, like, but like, I guess I go for Tom. boy, girls, I don't know. But yeah, that's it. I don't really have a type though. Like my type is generally women. That's
Generally women.
Yeah. I've seen a few guys who are like, all right, that guy didn't look so bad, but there's just no, man. Not my bag. I think
I like same here, but like I guess I have like a not necessarily a bisexuality, but a bi appreciation because like I see a guy that is like well cut, definitely fucking in shape. He's like eating right, exercising, and I'm just like, damn, dude,
Like,
you're
you're
on it, my man. You are on it.
Like you are quite the specimen, aren't you? Yes.
Damn straight. Like,
but I think that's like a thing where I don't know if it's necessarily going to be an attraction thing, but it's definitely something that I think that we can recognize in other members of our species. Just kind of look at them and be like, God damn, like fuck, like you're good
shit,
like you're just good looking. Period.
Yeah,
it's not fair. Fuck you.
Yes. Like, pretty much.
Like, oh, I saw a thing,
not pretty much, exactly.
I saw a thing on, Facebook that was the Kinsey scale of monster fucking. So, on a scale of 0 to 6, it's like, 0. Totally would not fuck a monster. 1. Maybe, see you getting down with something that's not necessarily completely human. All right. And I don't remember what all of it was, but 6 was definitely wants to get Rod behind a Denny's by 2 cryptids.
Whoa.
Like 0, no interaction. 2, would get gangbanged in a parking lot by cryptids. Like, okay, fair enough. Yeah.
What's the rank below that? Like a threesome with a succubus and an incubi?
I don't remember, but probably something along those lines. Like, well, actually, no. Below that would be like, yes, monsters are okay, and maybe maybe that one human, or like there might be a couple of humans that they're okay with, but for the most part, they just want to get their fuck on with cryptids and monsters.
Fair enough.
Ogo pogo anywhere you want. I can't believe I just fucking said that.
I can believe it. I heard it come out your damn mouth.
Woof.
Woof. So, any comments? Any viewers? Nothing. No subject being brought up to us. All right. Well, I'm gonna segue back to Valhalla then.
We have 1 viewer at the moment.
All right. So back to segueing onto Valhalla.
Hello, 1 viewer.
Hello, 1 viewer. Thank you for watching. We appreciate it.
On right now. Much appreciated.
So, like, you can sneak around socially, like, incognito around all the high-level areas, and you can go do all the drinking challenges from just about the beginning of the fucking game. As far as going to the highest level of the map, just in case you end up breaking your stealth cover with the guards, I wouldn't fuck around.
So I'm guessing that you get cool shit from doing the drinking.
Not cool shit, but if you're looking for raw silver, which is, like,
if you just want
in-game money.
Pure fucking lucre.
Yes. Then you can go around and you can just challenge people to drinking contests all over England and Norway.
Dude, there's always something in an Assassin's Creed game that is just fucking broken. There's always like some sort of way that you can approach the game that
can just give you an excellent fucking edge.
So
and with silver, which is the like in-game money that you come across, that's supposed to be common, but in Valhalla it's a little. The economy in Valhalla is a little not as rich if you're coming off of like Odyssey in particular, because like in Odyssey with the drachmae, the Greek monetary system at the time, like there was lots of it flowing in their economy. Whereas I'm guessing Ubisoft probably did some research about like comparative economy in the 800s versus
most likely
the Peloponnesian Wars era.
I haven't actually played any of this Assassin's Creed
and there's
games.
not as much silver flowing in Valhalla.
Well.
So, like, you kind of got to go a little bit extra about tracking down all the silver. That way you have a big spending budget.
Like, I was going to say, like, right off the bat, if you can just hop in a boat, row over to England, and be like, I can drink more than any of you. And...
which is essentially what you can do.
How are you?
Because your power level has nothing to do with the drinking contest.
That sounds like a totally legit for a Viking a totally legit way for a Viking to power level. Like, just be like, what do you do? Oh, I just go around and drink people under the fucking table. What? Oh yeah, no, I have to sneak into some of these towns because if some of these motherfuckers see me, they'll just like kick the shit out of me and boot me, and I'll be fucked. But if I can get to where I'm getting, dude, I can fucking like. Yep.
and that's money making in Assassin's
And with that,
Creed Valhalla.
I say skull.
Skull.
Fuck a duck.
Yeah, and so like
in the background.
Yep. So and then they actually just launched like 2 expansions at relatively the same time. They just did the Ireland update and also the Siege of Paris. You get to go kick the teeth in on the great-grandson, or direct-grandson of Charlemagne, Charles the Fat. I'm just digging into that one at the beginning of it myself right now. That's
kind of fucking cool.
Yeah, you have to deal with Frankish cavalry units, which like you don't face that anywhere else in the game. People are like
shit
on
like
foot
this
fighting.
Makes me want to see an eventual future where something akin to Oasis from Ready Player One exists, because we're working our way towards a whole bunch more shit with VR.
We're getting
Well,
there.
No. But
we're not there yet, but
we're getting there.
Working
But
on it.
I think it would be fucking awesome to like. I really like the concept that they had of like, no, there's like a whole planet for that. Like, oh yeah, go to D&D planet. Well, I guess you should go to the D&D system and pick which system planet you want to be on. If you go to the one that's closest to the sun, you're on the original Dungeons and Dragons thing. Like, you can do that. Also, when you go there, you have to kind of pick out. There's a bunch of different planets. There's a guide. You're gonna have to pay attention because you don't want to go.
Don't want to wander into the wrong planet.
Gustavo, hello there. It's good to see you. So this is a regular viewer that is piping in on chat at the moment. He lives in Brazil. He likes to watch us because we like to talk about leftist stuff and being anti-capitalist and more like communists and anarchy and just caring about people and the planet and realizing that we're
rather than a dumbass status quo.
Yeah, like the status quo is fucking stupid. Oh, you're progressive. Like, what's the opposite of progressive? Regressive. Alright, so is that what you're shooting for? No? You want stagnancy? No. Okay.
Or is the opposite congressive?
This this is my friend Ray. His name is actually Raymond. Like, I'm just Ray.
But
he's Raymond.
People call me Ray because like Ray's more convenient.
I was just
nice
talking
to
about
meet
you, Tuna. I was just talking about you. Okay,
What's up?
He was commenting on a couple of stickers that I have on my laptop. I have two, count them if you could see them, but you can't. 2 stickers from my good buddy who goes by the name. Yeah,
that's because I'm not Connor.
Yeah, that's because this is Ray. This is another Ray. Yeah, what do you know?
Raymond, but Ray meet Ray.
One of the stickers that is on my laptop is a picture of my good friend in a Nurse Joy outfit, and this fellow has a beard, like a beard, and it's a thing. But he does a bunch of Pokemon live streaming and also does Stream Raiders and stuff like that. Cool shit, should be checked out. Anybody, like, if you like Pokemon stuff, or you like, oh gosh, I'd love to be able to get this thing in a raid, but I can't fucking do that because I don't know enough people to be able to raid, but I want to do this thing. Maybe you should watch his channel, because when raids are going on,
help you out.
dude likes to carry people through raids. Now, if you're just being like, oh, I just want to get this, dude, fuck off. Like, if you don't really need it, and you're just be like, well, I'm just going to get somebody to carry me through this thing because blah, blah. Don't just be a dickhead.
Don't be that guy.
Like, don't abuse it. Let people that actually fucking need this shit, that aren't already, like, stupid overpowered. But, yeah, no. Anyway, he did a thing on his stream where he dressed up like Nurse Joy. And he dressed one of the dogs that he and his girlfriend have up as a Pokemon that I can't remember the name of, but Tuna's on right now. What was the name of the Pokemon that Moxie got dressed up in? It starts with a G, maybe? Chansey!
Chansey!
Yeah, so he dressed up like Nurse Joy.
That's adorable.
And yeah, no, the dog was in a Chansey
great.
outfit. It was cute as shit. Now, both of their dogs are cute as shit. But this one in a Chansey outfit was absolutely adorable. You can smoke on camera. It's okay. You don't have to worry about it.
That's fine. All right.
Unless you're worried about somebody seeing you hitting a vape pen that looks like it needs a recharge.
It doesn't. The red is just the heat setting.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Yeah, Nurse Joy, the Chansey helper. 2000 was... yeah, no. Dig it.
That's great.
Oh, yeah, no, that's...
Oh, you're getting through number 3.
Yes, I'm working my way through number 3. I am 2
Have
beers
fun with
down.
that.
I will. Like I
I'm
said,
2
I
down
like
as
all
well.
of these beers. But yeah, no, 4 was just too fucking sweet for me.
I don't know. I kind of disagree with you on 4. 4 is... I'm enjoying it.
Well, now, yeah, I'm sure, after you've got a little bit into it, but, like, well, at least for me, it was just too fucking sweet for me at the beginning.
That's fair enough. It is sweeter for a beer.
So, we have plans to do more streaming of video games and stuff on this channel, as well as all the beer drinking and talking about drinks and stuff.
We have already talked about that. We have the list here because we've unveiled it.
So the beers that we had tonight were the Founders Dirty Bastard and Backwoods Bastard, like 2 separate beers. Jeremiah Johnson Blonde Ale, Grand Teton Blonde Ale, Boundary Bay Scotch Ale, and Kettle House Cold Smoke Scotch Ale. So the Dirty Bastard, the Boundary Bay, so the Founders, the Boundary Bay, and the Kettle House, the Dirty Bastard, the Cold Smoke, and just the Boundary Bay Scotch Ale, all Scotch ales. And the Backwoods Bastard, I think, is a barrel-aged Scotch Ale. And they're all really fucking good. Like,
they really all
are.
The number 5 Boundary Bay, that one kind of reminded me of a George Killian's Red Ale almost.
Yeah, no,
and it was super fucking tasty.
He hands down thought that was fucking Killian's, and I did not disagree. I was like, yeah, that tastes a lot like.
It's on par with the classic Killian's is, and it has that good ripe, rich flavor.
None of these beers were beers that I would say are not good. They're all very good beers.
Yeah, like even number 3, which is an IPA, which I don't like IPAs very much. Like, it was not bad for an IPA because it didn't like super sour pucker me out.
Yeah, it's not really
with just that
it's
flavor.
Not even an India Pale. It's just a pale.
It's just a pale ale.
It's just a slightly hoppier pale ale.
Mm-hmm.
Hoppy, hazy. But yeah, no, it's pretty good. So we have plans to do streaming of video game things. However, my laptop is not the best thing to be able to play a video game on and stream at the same time. So until I get a desktop that will be better for that sort of thing, at the very least, being able to, I don't know if I'm going to have to pump it through my laptop or fucking what, or just do the thing. But yeah, once I get a desktop non-mobile setup, then we'll be doing more of that. Cass and I have plans to do just more stuff in general. Some of the Beavis and Butthead TV. What? There is a new Beavis and Butthead TV show? I know they did one a few years ago, but I didn't know that there was one happening now.
There's one happening now?
Like, I know that there was one not all that long ago. Like, it's been... I don't know, I say it's not all that long ago, and they're like, oh yeah, that was only 2 years ago. Dude, that was 7 years ago. Fuck. That was like 5-6 years ago. That was 15 years ago. Ah, fuck.
God damn it.
Go year 20... Yeah.
20, what is it now?
So let's not talk about it.
Let's not talk about it.
What year is it? Oh yeah, 2021. And like,
oh yes,
none of the super cool cyberpunk shit is here. Like, man, there's
I don't know. There's some IRL cyberpunk shit here already that like I'm a little bit of a fan of because kind of it helps me medically, like this shit. Here, let me show you guys.
Yeah, so
I'm a type 1 diabetic, and now, like, everybody's talking about, implants and upgrades for Cyberpunk 2077. Meanwhile, I'm fucking living it because I have a continuous glucose monitor.
Which is super fucking handy.
Oh, it is so fucking useful. Because, like, normally I gotta, like, stab myself in the fingertips multiple times a fucking day to get my blood sugars, right? Not anymore. Now I've got that sensor that's planted, and it's always taking readings
on his phone. That does
an app on my phone, and I also have like an extra device that it can send the reports to, and I can just get continuous readings every 5 minutes. It clocks a new number.
Which is so completely different from anything that's ever been available.
Like my uncle, who's like older than my mom, and my mom was kind of old when she had me. Like, my uncle, they didn't even have blood glucose testing when he was a kid. When he was a kid, you had to just piss on a strip and pray that you weren't...
pH.
Yeah, pH and ketones. You had to pray that you basically weren't going into ketoacidosis. And you had to do, like, urinary checks.
That sounds like a horrible fucking way to live. But you know what?
Honestly, and to me that sounds terrifying. I'm like, that's if science wasn't where it's at now, that's what I would be having to fucking deal with. That's terrifying.
That's why when it comes
shitty as hell.
That's why when it comes to the people that are like, oh, we should just go back to the way, like, we should go back to no technology.
I'm living in 2050.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you can get all sorts of shit. Actually, one of the things that I would like to get if I had the money. There is a company called Aura, I think it's O-U-R-A, that makes you tell them what your ring size is for whatever finger you want the ring for, and they send you a ring that you wear that is basically like a heart monitor and like temperature sensor and like all sorts of other shit. It's
really?
Like everything you would get from a smartwatch,
the Fitbit but in a fucking ring.
Yeah, they're like $400, but fuck, I want one. Oh, and by the way, they're solid metal.
Solid metal, actually.
Solid metal. They're
watch out, Apple.
Yeah, right? Fuck. Oh, dude, fuck Apple. Fuck. The only thing that Apple really has going for it anymore is its fucking encryption, and that's because they're so incredibly fucking hardcore about not letting anybody use any of their shit ever.
And the sad thing is hackers have proven to them that like their encryptions don't matter for shit when somebody actually wants to get in and has the time and the patience.
Dude, if somebody has the time...
Can I get a cowboy?
Yeah, if somebody... Leaded or unleaded?
Oh, yeah, leaded's fine.
Alright. Yeah, no, it doesn't fucking matter what you have. If somebody wants to get into your shit...
Yeah, if somebody wants to get into your shit, they can get into your shit. The only,
however,
the red tape bullshit...
I'll say this. It's harder to get into...
It's harder for the government to get into Apple's shit, specifically.
Yeah.
Because they're EULAs. Like low-key, if you're trying to run a criminal enterprise, buy exclusively Apple products. If you are not running a criminal enterprise, I fuck Apple. I hate them. They're assholes. Steve Jobs was kind of cool once upon a time ago, but then he turned into an asshole and now he's gone.
Steve Jobs was an asshole from the get-go because he didn't... Okay, dude.
His work at Atari was pretty fucking like, nobody else know this. Like, he worked at Atari. Like, he helped
Oh, I
create
know
some
he
pretty
worked at
awesome
Atari.
fucking games
Yeah.
back in the day.
Yeah, but that doesn't make him a good person or good at lots of other things.
No, that's what I'm
Because-
saying. Like, he started out all right, but then he turned into an asshole. Like, that. There's the end disclaimer of that statement.
I think he probably worked his way into being an asshole and then settled into it real hard. Like, he probably didn't start off as an asshole because, I mean, I don't think anybody starts off as an asshole. I think it takes training to be an asshole.
It takes conditioning over time.
Yeah, no, it takes conditioning to not give a fuck about
What's
other
that?
people.
Tuna's?
I
So
don't
he's
know
iPhone,
what
I
that...
can't
what
complain.
Do I, huh?
Oh,
Use an iPhone, can't complain. Yeah?
like, well, and as far as, like, the system operation, me taking notes.
I don't know. I have not been a fan of Apple products for quite some time. I have used them, and there are things that, yes, they're generally user-friendly, and you can do quite a lot of stuff with them. However, they're just not a thing. I don't like how it's set up. In case of criminal activity, use Apple. Got it. Yeah. That's right.
Well, because the
Use
way
Apple,
that their
use
EULAs
Tor.
are, that, like, so when the government, like, arrests your ass and they want access into your phone and shit, if you've got an Apple product phone, like Samsung, everybody else, the government comes to them with, like, a warrant and it says, we want into their shit. They're like, well, it's our product, technically we're taking responsibility for it. Whereas Apple is like, actually, no, according to the EULA that they signed, everything data-wise on their device coming from their device is actually owned by them and it's their fucking property. So it's
here's
their
the deal.
shit, not our shit anymore. Like, we're not fucking responsible for it.
Is there any way that Apple can access that information?
I am not entirely sure. I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on the matter.
Well, I would say that because, okay, so
I would say if they really, really
here's
wanted
the big
to, they
reason.
could.
Here's
but
the big reason why Apple has more of a thing with security than any Android ever will. There is built-in hardware encryption with iPhones, with iPads, with Apple shit.
all of that shit.
All of the encryption that is on any non-Apple device, any Android, any what the fuck ever. I don't know about some other companies, but if it's an Android, it's all in the software. No hardware protection whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
That is where Apple has its advantage because it has hardware encryption, not software encryption.
It's a whole extra step to go through to secure all of the information.
And that's really all it is. It is an extra step because
Yeah.
whenever it comes to like any information that's being transmitted or like any information that's being transmitted over open air is interceptable, and it's not as difficult as many people think to be able to decrypt what's going out and about, or to be able to just simply trick whatever your device is into thinking that it's safe to just hand the information over to
Yeah, or that information is even going to the right place.
If you really want to make absolutely certain that none of your information goes anywhere whatsoever, live under a rock. Disconnect from everything.
Go totally wireless.
Just fucking go dark. Start playing Freebase. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about when I say start playing Freebase, I can't remember if it was Whole or I think it was the expansion, Buttery Wholesomeness. So there is an old something that cannot hack, like the fucking Game Boy Color back in the day. Fuck. Oh no, you can still hack a Game Boy. That's how
you can hack the fuck out of the Game Boy.
you can hack a Game Boy. That's how we have chip tunes.
Yeah.
Like, that's
like Nintendo is not necessarily concerned with encryption and security.
when there are DJs that do whole shows that the only thing that they're using are like 4 or 5 Game Boys, and they're just like do, and All right,
Yep.
set that pattern in that one, set that pattern in this one, set the pattern in
Yep.
this one, set the pattern, and like let it go.
One great artist example in my opinion.
And if you don't know what I'm talking about, look up chip tune stuff.
Yeah, look up chiptune or another artist.
No, not another artist. Chiptune is what it is called.
Oh, is what it is called?
Yeah, no. When you're
Okay.
using, if you're doing anything that's like old, chiptune. If you're doing anything that's like using old Game Boy or Nintendo or like basically 8-bit and below sounds, like if you're just using that spectrum of shit,
Okay.
it's called chiptune.
Got it. So there's
And
one
there-
artist
dude,
that
there-
reminds me
there's
of chiptune shit. Then that he's not necessarily limited to chiptune, but his artist name is called Look Mum No Computer.
I've heard some of his shit.
He is good. He is good, and he like scraps together a whole bunch of like spare electronics and scrap electronics, and he puts the shit together to make soundboards and music composing shit out of.
I can't remember.
He has made a Furby organ. An
gotta
organ
see,
of
yes.
Furbies.
It's fucking
It's
impressive.
it's
There's,
impressive, and it is just as terrifying as some
I can't
people are gonna
remember.
think it is.
There is a group. I think
It's the Furby organ is its own thing.
Okay, so I'm not gonna play it on. We can't play it on the channel right now, but there is. I have to look at my list of YouTube shit on my phone because there is a channel of motherfuckers that make music with barcodes and some other shit.
Really?
Yeah, it's
That's got to be
okay.
wild.
So, Electronicos Fantastico. Like that is
All right.
the thing. It is Electronicos Fantasticos. Electronicos Fantasticos with an exclamation point. These guys literally make music with barcodes and barcode scanners, and the noise that
That's
can
fucking ridiculous.
and
that's,
like
that's
they've
gotta be
done
great.
some fucking crazy ass shit. Like it's like I can't even explain everything. Okay, look at this. They made. Okay, so do you know the name of the Japanese instrument that's kind of like a guitar that's got, I don't know what, I'm asking, like, honestly. There's a Japanese instrument where it's like a little, it's like a guitar, there's a box, and then there's a neck that comes out, there's like 4 strings. It's not, I don't think it's a koto. It's something else.
Oh.
But, anyway, they made one of those using a TV. I'm just going to show you a picture of the video.
What in the?
Yeah.
That's like the Yoshida brothers. That the instrument that they use. Yeah.
But yeah, and like they just turn
Something like the banjo, right? Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. It looks very akin to a banjo.
It's akin to a banjo.
If
but
you're familiar
not
with the artists,
same.
the Yoshida brothers, it's what they play. I can't remember the name of the fucking instrument myself
Yeah,
either, but
it's-
like I know exactly what he's talking about.
I don't know.
And it's like
I
a
don't know
banjo,
what the
yes.
thing is, but anyway, Fantasticos, Electronicos Fantasticos. 2 motherfuckers who do some crazy ass electronic music shit. Also, crazy ass electronic music shit. Things about this being the 2020s and what would have been the cyberpunk era had it actually fucking come around. Billy Idol did an album. I think it was called Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
That was what he thought music was going to be like later on.
Yeah.
And if you listen to it now, it's kind of stupid how not far off he was.
Really.
Yeah. I remember hearing it a few years ago. Like, I remember hearing it in the 90s and being like, well, that's different.
Well, that's different.
And I remember a couple years ago, I heard another song off of that album, and I was like, oh, motherfucker.
Oh, holy shit.
Like, he didn't have it.
But he wasn't
But
far off.
But he kind of, yeah, like, good trend spotting. And that just kind of makes me think of when one of Michael Jackson's producers or somebody was just like, dude, why the fuck are you always in the studio? Why are you always cranking out so much shit? You need to slow the fuck down. Why are you like hardcore at this all day, every day? He's like, if I don't do it, Prince will. And like, you know, that's fair enough. Because between Michael Jackson and Prince, that's a lot of fucking banging ass shit. And
they both cranked out a lot of fucking material.
I'm just really sad that after a while, Prince decided to be like, oh, I'm not going to do anything about, like, I'm not going to keep singing my music about fucking. I'm a Jehovah's Witness. Like, although apparently motherfucker would play basketball wearing that crushed velvet suit. Gave no fucks and would stomp on motherfuckers' necks. 5'3" and could shoot some hoops. Like, not fucking around. Like, dude could fucking play. Apparently, man loved basketball and always did his best to look good. So even though he's wearing, like, that outfit, he'll still just...
He's still dunking on motherfuckers
no
all day.
fucks given, dude. I love like Prince was a
Prince.
badass motherfucker. Prince was straight
Prince,
up a badass motherfucker. If you don't
We're
think,
not worthy.
like, he might have been a dickhead here and there, but fucking badass motherfucker. Like 5'3", gave no fucks unless somebody wanted to fuck. Like, and then he's like, yes, let's get down.
Yeah. Then, like, before you... What was it? Before you had my attention, now you have my curiosity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think that's one thing. I don't know what it is. I know what it is. I love fucking.
Well,
I love songs about fucking. I love good songs about fucking.
And then on the side, he likes the basketball. Everybody's got that extra thing to him. Hell, like, that's me in the fucking yo-yo. Because that's my side caveat.
Dude, I didn't know you were a yo-yo freak.
Dude, I could fucking show you guys.
Ruh-roh, Shaggy. Alright, well, then let me... I'm gonna scoop my shit, but you go ahead.
I'm gonna have to step back.
Step around that way, and I'll move this over that way, and you can see where you are in the frame, and you can fuck with some shit.
Alright.
I'm interested. Don't hit me or the camera. Yeah, no.
Oh, that won't happen because I'm gonna be doing like side stealth.
Clasp on your finger. Okay.
So yeah, I'm throwing a little bit higher. So like this is a 1A non-responsive butterfly style.
Words.
And it is.
Fuck a duck, dude. I see what you mean by non-responsive. Fuck yeah. How much did you pay for that motherfucker?
This bitch like $80.
I was gonna say, like, alright, no, dude. Cause alright. The no resistance thing. That's a thing. Yeah, no. That's the problem that I always had with every fucking set of yo-yos. Is like every yo-yo I've ever used, it only keeps spinning for so long.
But with the non-responsives, it will basically spin forever. The thing is, like, it doesn't come back when you give it the tug anymore.
I was going to say, it doesn't really like to come back.
It works a little different because you need to know a trick to get the yo-yo back. The shit I just did right there.
Well, yeah.
That's called a bind. So,
you got to throw it back so it loops on itself and then clamps up the rope. Yeah.
Exactly, because like
I understand,
the bearing...
Like, I get that, but like, yeah, no, I understand. It's a fucking twisted string that goes around a single spindle yoke.
That, it's like, no longer just a single spindle yoke now. It's now a whole ass bearing. So it being the spinning bearing like, around the axle.
But what the string ties to is this single spindle.
Yeah.
And that just runs. Okay, so it runs to bearings on the outside that allow it to continue running.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, but the thing is, it runs down to that single spindle, and that, because of those bearings on the outside, I get it. It lets it just keep fucking rolling.
Yep, pretty much.
But that's the issue that I've always fucking had with trying to use.
And then, like, with the
sorry, you probably can't hear me when I'm talking off that way. That's the issue that I've had when I'm trying to use a regular yo-yo. Is like you can only throw it down and it spins for so long. This motherfucker bought an $80 fucking yo-yo that just keeps fucking going. All you gotta do is give it the right kind of wiggle on the string and it'll go and climb back up because physics works and friction is a thing. Also, because friction is a thing, keep in mind, everybody out there, water is not a lubricant. Okay, when you're cutting rocks, sure. But when it comes to
fucking...
Okay, so...
Water is not a lubricant.
Yeah, okay, I need you to scoot...
There are water-based lubricants, but water itself does not make a lubricant. Got it?
There. I think it's about right. I don't know. It's kind of hard to get the framing right on this thing. Now we shifted over another part of my backyard. I don't know.
That's alright. We're still in frame.
Speaking of, I just looked at the chat again. Speaking of banjo, banjo is a thing that I play, that I have, and I need to get back to fucking playing. Because I was tired of getting interrupted when I was trying to practice, and I don't like other people being around when I am practicing.
Fair enough.
Especially when I'm like, if it's a thing... If I'm practicing something that I'm not literally just now beginning to learn how to do, or like if it's a thing that I already almost feel comfortable with, or like I think I kind of mostly understand the basics of, alright, cool. I'll practice that in front of other people. If it's a thing where I'm like, I literally have absolutely no idea what the motherfuck I am doing, and it will be so obvious, it's gonna be like just trying like swinging a cat in a bag around a fucking room. Like, people are gonna hear this and go, woo, or see it and go, what the fuck?
What the fuck is he doing?
When it comes to that shit, I'm like, no, it's cool.
I'm gonna do that in total privacy.
I'm gonna do my like real bad hardcore fuck ups. At least like I would like to have those first steps of a thing not be completely fucking broadcast. Which is funny that I say that, because I'm planning on like live streaming my entire play experience of Fallout, Borderlands 2, and other games as people suggest them as I get them and other shit like that. So I guess that's it doesn't apply.
You're gonna have to deal with that.
Well, that's just it. It's like so many other things. One, there's a lot of nuance to it because it doesn't apply to every fucking situation. Because not every rule can apply to every situation. Apart from the fact that everything has a beginning and everything has an end. Well, everything has a beginning. There's no question. Well, there is question as to whether or not the universe will end.
Fair enough.
Like, it's either heat death or...
In which case, nothing actually really does even begin or end, because everything is just cyclical.
My question at that point is, like, would anything in the cycle change, or is it literally the same thing on loop?
That's a maddening question, isn't it?
Yep! Like, if life is a cycle, is there any variation from one cycle to the next? Or did we already do all of this before?
Has this already all happened? Is it already just gonna happen again?
It's like, does anything really matter? Not really. Are you sure?
Nope.
Actually, pretty sure on the whole scale of things. Yeah. Does it matter? No. Does that really change whether or not you should be an asshole? No. The answer is no, you should be less of an asshole, not more of an asshole. I'm really glad that I set up the lighting when I did and like cranked it up.
And now it's
inconveniently bright, but it's a thing.
And the inconvenience is lessening.
So, what are some of your political standings? Like, how do you feel about anarchy? How do you feel about communism? How do you feel about socialism? What do you know about those things?
I know well enough about all of it, and I'm not sure the answer for mankind is set in any one of them. I think there are some of them that could do together in a pool to function for mankind. And then some of these things are not acceptable under any circumstance, period.
What do you...
For example, fascism.
Okay, see, that's the thing that is completely... That's the thing that I love to hear.
Not gonna work.
Fascism is unacceptable.
Not gonna work, guys. We shouldn't include that in our formula.
But we should go back to the good old days, and we should really just be ruled by one really strong person who should violently enforce the laws. Yes. No.
Yeah, because that worked out so well for Rome.
Fucking dude, capitalism, fascism go hand in hand. If you think that there is
for me,
such
it's almost
a
like
thing
there's
as
just an inherent
anarcho-capitalism,
danger in isms, all of them.
there is. Well, I don't know. There kind of is an inherent danger in ism, and there is an inherent danger in labeling a variety of things. But there is a necessity. There is a necessity for being able to label certain things. Especially when you are coming down to a definition of a thing and you were talking about you want to actually have a discussion and you want to be able to communicate. You have to have some sort of a, like, this word means this word means this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that a lot of people don't... I think that many, many, many people in the United States and in other countries have been fed a boatload of propaganda that they have not been able to, or they have not taken the opportunity to explore. Like, I personally am a huge fan of the concept of anarcho-communism, where we have a classless, stateless, moneyless society where we all just survive and do stuff. I don't think that there's anything wrong with being a fry cook a few days a week at some sort of a diner and just making breakfast, lunch, dinner, like bacon and eggs and hash browns and sandwiches and shit. I don't think there's anything wrong with being able to do that your whole life, and that's just what you do. But also being, like, I don't know, a mathematician or an artist or a quantum physicist that puts in input into some other thing. There's no reason.
Or also being something noble, like a firefighter or a first responder.
Like, there's no reason, like to take, say you and I have a job that each of, like, there's a task that needs to be completed, and some average person would take so long to complete the thing, given tools and training to be able to do a thing.
Yeah.
But to weigh the amount of work that you put into something against, like, to weigh the amount of work that you put into a day or an hour or a minute of work against what the effort that I put into a day or an hour or a minute of work, like, to compare the amount of effort put into achieving this one task in this set amount of time is to negate and ignore the sheer amount of labor that has been put in by humanity to this point to get you where you are to be able to do that job in any kind of sense of speed. Like, it's basically ignoring how much work it took to get to the point where you can even measure how much work is being there. You're just kind of like, oh, well, this person can do this amount of work in this time. This person can do this amount of work in this time. All right, this person's work.
And all of that means nothing in the face of, like, there's fucking so many of us put together on this flying ship, on this flying rock through space.
on this spaceship wet rock that we have to float around on.
Which is kind of hilarious, because when you think about it, Earth is just a fucking rock careening through space at millions of miles a second, chasing after the gravitational pull of a giant ball of fire, also flying through space at millions of miles a second.
We are on a little wet rock for a little tiny amount of time.
Yeah.
And some of us are trying to
and
hopefully
the
push
little
for
wet
things
rock
to be
is
less
only going to last
shitty
for so much amount
for
of
all
time.
of
So
us.
if we want to be around after the wet rock is gone,
Also,
we need to figure out how to move from wet rock to wet rock. Like, if there is any kind of destiny for us,
it's not just moving wet rock to wet rock.
We got to figure out how to fucking.
There are no other wet rocks. We need to do what we can to make sure that we keep this wet rock livable for us. Because if we want to survive, we have to make some serious fucking changes. And the way things are going right now,
I hate to burst your bubble, but eventually, and I'm saying, like,
I know
in
that
a matter
we're
of
going to die on
hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of years, like,
you say hundreds
beyond
of
that,
thousands of years. I don't know that we're going to last that long. We'll see.
Well, I'm talking about the planet
the
itself,
planet's going to
and
keep
the
fucking
sun
going
and the
around.
solar system and
Yeah, no,
shit like that.
the planet is
For
inevitably
a chance,
tied one way or another. This planet is inevitably
the sun's eventually going to go out, and this planet is eventually going to become
We'll either
dust or
spiral
get
off-
sucked into a black hole.
We'll either spiral off into nothing, or our orbit will start to close on the sun, and we'll spin into we'll
end up burning up, like.
But odds are we'll just kind of fade off into nothingness because the sun will die before we're just gonna get further away.
The planet's livability
dude,
would be
so
gone long before the sun gets gone.
And actually that's a thing in there's a series of books by I can't remember the name of the author.
I'm sorry to cut you off,
Earth.
but
Yes.
I have a point here in what I'm saying.
Sorry.
Like if we want to be around for any sort of permanence to see, what the future has for the universe, eventually we're gonna have to put all of our efforts into getting the fuck off this wet rock and finding another potentially wet rock to inhabit. Or finding a way to live in the void of space. I don't think that undertaking is.
I don't think that's the thing. I don't think that it's possible. I don't think that we can actually survive
that's something we may not. That may not be an option. Our entire species may just have this one moment in time.
Well, our entire species only has this one moment in time, but it's kind of coming down to a shorter moment in time than there are many people that they're
it's a struggle with acceptance. I guess is what I'm saying that we have, because we're pouring a lot of our efforts into building what kind of society.
We should do? Shoot our trash into space? Fucking, are you fucking
No, can we not go Wall-E with it? That's not a good fucking idea. Foxy.
I saw it. Sorry, Fox popped up in chat, and I actually saw it because I put my glasses back on. I don't like wearing my glasses on stream because they always reflect light, and I don't like seeing that.
You learn to accept it.
Just relax and accept it.
No!
Yeah. It shall not be done.
Well, Foxy, if you hadn't noticed, Connor does look different this week because I am not Connor, or Cass.
It's Cass. Yes, it is Cass.
Cass looks different this week because I am not Cass.
Yeah, so this is Ray. Well, Raymond, but Ray.
But Ray. Ray is easier. At least when I'm not around another Ray.
Yes, another week we had to have a guest host because Cass is having some things happen, and
he can't drink for what, 5 days?
Yeah, today
He doctor says no alcohol.
He got told yesterday by his doctor that he was not allowed to drink for 5 days. And I would love to make jokes about his medical condition at the moment, but I do not have clearance from him to say shit about what's going on with him, because
so we're not gonna. And it's a bit of a terrible tragedy, because the beers of the night have been excellent, and a couple of them have been dirty bastard.
I'm gonna say right
themed.
now, I'm actually he should be upset that he fucking missed this episode.
Because
we drank beers that I bought specifically for us to drink because they had bastard in the name, and I'm really not happy he wasn't there.
Anyway, did not give you one yet.
Anyway, as you were saying though,
Brain farted. I have squirrel brain super duper fucking bad today.
we had bastard themed beers,
Yes,
and
we
they
have
were
bastard
fucking
themed
excellent. The
beers.
whole spread's been
And,
excellent. Even the IPA, there was not an IPA, but a pale ale, which was a bit more on the IPA-ish
It was just like it
scale,
had,
but it wasn't so strong that it was clearly one of those IPAs that were like,
It wasn't an IPA. It was just a more like, and it didn't really have like, it had a strong hop flavor, but it wasn't
overwhelming.
It wasn't bitey. It wasn't. It was that like.
I don't want to say skunky, but I'm gonna say skunky, like weed kind of skunky.
Had that kind of.
Beer's got its own skunky to it.
Well, no, but like there's a specific flavor profile that generally comes from overexposure to light or poor storage conditions. That is, like, it is there's a flavor profile that is specifically caused by that.
Yeah.
But that is not. That
A
particular thing is not what I mean by
Certain
this
beer
being
companies
skunky.
out there, we're talking to you. We're not going to name you, but just know that we're talking about you guys right now.
Heineken, which is generally fucking poorly shipped over here, I think. If not poorly shipped, there's generally some sort of spot in the storage where it's like.
It's one of those automatic downgrades that's just kind of like insulting and upsetting. Like the fact that like over here in the U.S. we can't get real Guinness. We can only get watered down Guinness.
You know, it turns out there are a variety of products that they tailor specifically to the tastes of the country or region that it is being sold in. They actually have different recipes for different...
Okay, if they're doing that, then I want a fucking international spread from Guinness. Why haven't they put like a fucking 6 or a 21... Why haven't they put a case together of all the different country variations?
What we need...
Like,
is...
Guinness Scotland, Guinness US, Guinness Canada, Guinness Germany, Guinness...
Is
fucking...
VPN access for food. That's basically...
He's not wrong, though.
That's like... That, if we could have basically VPN access, like, no, I'm going to say that I'm over here because that's where they serve this specific... Like, I don't want... Like, I can't afford to go there, so I'm going to do this. And that's really what it fucking comes down to. Because it's not... For me, at least, it's not a thing of I don't want to go there and do that thing. It's I can't afford to go there and do that.
I can't get there. I want to get there, but I can't get there.
Like, if I could just magically be in Brussels, yeah, sweet, cool, I would fucking get... That would be the shit.
Yeah, like, if I could have the abilities, like, out of the movie Jumper and just, like, fucking teleport myself anywhere...
Yeah, that would
Why
be
the
super
fuck
duper
not?
fucking handy. If we had...
Oh, it saved me a killer on airline prices. That'd be awesome. Not a food item then.
Oh,
yes!
Yeah.
Yes!
Fucking
Like, there's
right?
certain, like,
Yeah,
Japanese
there's
and
so
Korean
much
street
shit.
foods and shit.
Oh my god.
That I want to try so bad, but I can't get them.
The one thing that I want to have from Star Trek technology, if I could only have, like, alright, we got flip phones, we gotta, if I could...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yep, please.
Right.
Please. Preach.
One of two things. Either one.
Either one of two.
One of two things. I either want a completely, fully functional holodeck or transporter technology. Because if you have a holodeck, you don't have to go anywhere. You can have that, like, you can literally have that fucking thing. Because they can just, like, oh, here's this food as it is supposed to be. Here, replicator, take the thing. Bloop.
And that's off the teleporter, right?
It's still teleporting.
Is it holodeck tech or is it?
No. Actually, no.
No, because the holodeck is just the holodeck shit. As for the food, the replicators are...
Anything that's put out on the holodeck is a replicator shit. Everything, every bit of food that you get on a holodeck is replicator food.
But it's real.
It is tangible, and
what about...
as far as your experience physically and sensation goes, yes, it is real.
Okay, what about the replicators in, say, the quarters rooms when, like, for example, Captain Picard is always ordering his cup of tea?
That's the holodeck.
Is that, like, real tea that is giving him sustenance and nutrition,
Everything can the holodeck do smells that... Yes, the holodeck can... Yeah! The holodeck does smells because it works off of projection technology and using replicators. At least as far as my understanding that goes. Now, I might not be the most knowledgeable, and I know I'm definitely not the most knowledgeable in Star Trek tech. However, to my knowledge, much of the technology that is used in the holodeck is replicator technology. So that's a thing.
Oh wait, you know what? You might have a point there because he, like, in fucking, what was it, Nemesis, when Picard pulls what's-her-face into the holodeck, into that one simulation, and he uses the holographic Tommy gun.
That's Generations when he pulls
Generations,
her back
yes.
into one of his...
Into one of the like, 1930s mafia...
one of his Noir detective things, and he pulls out the Tommy gun and he starts fucking blasting him.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite things about that is... Dude, everybody's got phasers. Everybody's got phasers, but nobody's fucking packing 45 ACP. And if anybody, at any point, had been fucking carrying heat, would have been done. Like, oh, Borg.
Well, here's the thing. That would have been a really good, like, transitional usage because the Borg would adapt to the fact that it is kinetic coming in.
Did they
and then
adapt,
they would
though?
just they can adapt to, like, anything.
No. Did they, though?
They can.
Did they, though?
Not the ones that he ganked. And that's also not even real 45 ACP because, mind you, again, holographic
no, it's not 45
technology.
ACP. It's a fucking typewriter. That was fucking Tommy gun. That's not 45 anything.
What caliber does the Tommy gun fire in?
It's not 45.
It's 45 ACP. It's 45.
No.
It's 45. Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, exactly, though. Exactly. It was a closed batch, and they, like,
replicator food, not authentic food. Okay. So, I think that's along the same thing as synthahol, and I think also the replicator thing. I don't know. I really don't know what to say about the replicator thing because there are...
I don't know.
You know what?
I'm pretty thoroughly versed in Star Trek, but not full dive nerd versed.
There are some people that say that they can taste the difference, and I wonder if those are some of the super taster people. Because there are some people who have a much better sense of taste than, like, genetically speaking. Like, no.
Yeah, I believe, like, Khan and...
Like, I know at least one person that has...
Benjamin Sisko's father.
Sisko's dad? Yeah? Oh, yeah.
Well, maybe it's if you're in the fleet long enough and you learn, like, there's certain flavor bits to the replicator food, and then you go down to the mess hall where something's actually cooked up, and you're like, wait a second.
With Ben Sisko's dad, I wonder if there's a bias where he's like, it's not as good as my cooked food.
It could be that too.
Like,
it could be that
too.
There
are a couple of occasions where I'm like,
well, food for humanity is like, it's almost ritualistic for us. when you think about it.
Oh no!
Like no, my dad. Like I was raised in a family. My dad was a line cook for fucking years, and like I ended up being a line cook and a dishwasher as well, for quite some time. And like,
it's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing. It is what it is. But like my dad had this thing where like line cooks and chefs, there's variance between. But like one thing that unites everybody in cooking in general, whether it's professionally or a family dynamic. You know you're doing it well if you're cooking your food with love, is what my dad always says.
I know I'm doing well when I serve up food and all I hear is... There is no conversation. Nobody's talking. Everyone is eating.
No, everybody is obsessed with flavor.
Like, gee... That's what, I'm
pretty sure that's what my dad is talking about. Like, when the food is cooked well and everybody loves the fucking food and the meal is so good for everyone, you know, that it brings everybody together in that silent euphoria
I think that's
of
also,
taste.
I think it's also part of the thing with certain cultures being like, no, if you enjoy the meal, like, you're going to let off one hell of a belch because, let's face it, like,
or like
the
Japanese,
down,
or,
like,
or like the Japanese with noodles and slurping. Like, so like over here with like westernized culture, like we're not supposed to slurp; it's impolite. Whereas over in Japan, like you're supposed, like if you're having a bowl full of fucking ramen, you're supposed to slurp the shit out of that ramen if it's good. If the flavor is clapping, slurp the fuck away. If you're not slurping, you're being rude.
Stop putting it in my mouth.
Exactly.
What is it? Food Wars? I think Food Wars is the name of an anime that I started watching with.
Yep, heard about that one.
A lesbian, not couple, friend of it. Anyway, started watching Food Wars.
It's not important.
And I fucking love that show because it just turns every meal they serve into like just pure orgasmic bliss.
And the food looks so good.
This food is so amazing.
In
like,
Food Wars,
so
like
awesome,
oh my god,
like,
anime. It is unfair how sexy anime can make food look. Like that's. Like the hell with hentai, like the real porn in anime is food porn. That like anime food looks so much better than food in real life.
There's a YouTube
channel
my god where this dude goes through recreating some of the like. If nobody has any idea what I'm talking about, Food Wars is an anime where they have like cook-offs and it's like
and people are like trying to compete to see who can present the best version of this meal.
Yeah, it happens.
So it's like the cooking competition shows, but in an anime rather than like a Chef Gordon Ramsay situation.
And there's a YouTuber that regularly recreates recipes from that show.
Really?
Yes. And there are a few times where he's like, all right, here's the thing, exactly as they fucking did it. All right, or at least as best as he can come, being like given the description and available actual ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes he has to make do. Sometimes he just calls it out and spot the fuck on. It's a hell of a thing. Some of those recipes, like, that'd actually be fucking awesome. Other times I'm like, yeah.
That didn't work out so well.
Might have won on the show, but it's not gonna win in my mouth. If I had to guess what that flavor was, it would be horrible. Oof. Star Trek moment. Data drinking some sort of green thing. I think it was green.
I think it was green.
It was in Generations when he got his emotion chip and he started drinking. He's like,
oh yeah.
Like, it looks like you hate this. That's it. I hate this. It is revolting. More, please. It's like, oh God, fuck. Oh my God, I really don't like this. Do you want some more of it? Yeah. How much do I not like this? Ooh, a lot. Ooh. I have done that though. Just feel like,
oh, this is terrible. I have to see just how bad it is.
Yeah. Now, there are a few beers that I've had. There are a few drinks that I've had where I'm just like, I'm so not a fan of this that I have to keep drinking it.
Good. Let the hate flow through you.
Yeah, no, oh god, that's way too much wash on that. I'm gonna...
It is a bit bright now with the lights.
Hey, what do you know about... No, wrong way.
I'm sitting here calling for aid, wondering where the fuck Rohan is. That's better.
Okay, yeah, alright.
Right
That's
enough.
definitely better. Oh god. I
Sorry,
don't know what I'm
guys.
doing.
My pigment is a bit reflective.
Again, this is my first show running all of the things without Cass being here, and yeah, it's been a day, it's been a thing,
But we are fighting through it.
An adventure. I appreciate everybody that's watching right now. Like, thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you guys for logging on. Thank you guys for
Gustavo.
viewing.
Persia, much
And you know what?
appreciated.
Thank you for inviting me over. I really appreciate
No,
this. This has been a lot of fun.
That's why I got a hold of you for this, because it was like, all right, even if you haven't seen the show before, you're going to have fun with this. And that's
when you described it, I was like, that sounds right up my alley for a good bullshitting time. Like, being in front of the camera.
Which is why I'm a huge fan of getting to do this, and which is why Cass and I usually sit down every fucking Thursday, round about 6 to round about, I don't know, sometime now-ish. You know, we never have any idea how long we're going to be streaming any of this shit.
Could be an hour, could be 2, could be 3, we don't know.
It's very much like our activities in general. It's very questionable. Yeah, there's a lot of shit that's
It's not
up in the
highly
air.
questionable. Is it worth my time?
So let me say this much: there's a lot of shit up in the air, and we're really bad at juggling. So,
this automatically sounds great to me.
Well,
either way, it's gonna be a show.
Yeah, no, it's.
Are you not entertained?
Not entertained.
Yeah, I've said that at work a few times at various workplaces.
It's like, are you not entertained?
Anyway, yeah, it's been an adventure.
Certainly has.
It's.
I was like, messaged, what was it, like 11 o'clock or around noon or 1 o'clock, like sometime in like the late morning, early afternoon, like, hey, I need a co-host. I was like, okay, what for? He was like, oh, for the beer drinking thing. I was like, oh, for that, okay, alright. And then, like, as things went along, like, I was learning just how much of a fustercluck today was becoming for Ray, and I was like, shit.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna do my best to help.
Today, for me, up until we finally got, like, today it's just been, like, shit not going to plan, and me going, ah!
Yep.
But it has all worked out really fucking well, I think, so far.
That's right, just cartridges.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Gone.
You can't roll your own smokes, can you?
I can, but I suck at it.
So that's no.
And if I don't have a roller, then, yeah, no, I can't.
Anyway, yesterday
I can fuck with
was,
yo-yos, but I can't roll a cigarette. It's a terrible shame,
bullshitting people. With Cass over messaging, and at no point yesterday did he let me know that he was not going to be able to make the fucking show today. And I would like to point out that we were talking about medical shit and things that he had talked about with his doctor, and he did not tell me that he couldn't do the fucking show today. So if you're watching this right now, or later, fucker. Yeah, fucker. That's about all I have to say. So, I mean, I get it, but god damn it. Way earlier today, I was like, shit, I need a co-host. Yeah! Fucker! Earlier today, I was
What's
like,
your dirt, fucker? It's a
shit,
brand
I
new
needed-
coat, eh?
fucking start
Fuck
feeding him a
you.
fucking
So
left,
start
right,
feeding him a
right?
fucking left and a right, right? He was like,
anyway.
fuck, alright, calm down.
But yeah, I was like, all right.
Last week we did not have a show because I did not come up with someone to co-host quickly enough to be able to do the show. This week, thankfully, I found some poor unsuspecting bastard to join us on the show, and
Did you guys go out for a rip after?
Fuck yeah,
Fuck
boys!
yeah! Fucking right, we did.
No, we did not go out
No, we
for
did
a
not
rip.
go out for a rip.
Because I don't have a truck that's real good for that.
There are a couple of trucks at my house that I have access to.
Technically, there's like the mini Subi right there.
Anyway, so yeah, no, I could go out for a rip, but like I don't think tonight we're gonna actually
Probably
go
not
out for a
tonight.
rip. Of course, we're not from Canada, but we can sound like it, right?
We can, we're pretty fucking close.
Don't sound like a Quebecois. Shut fuck. God damn it. Yeah, there's the polite Canadians and there's the Quebecois. There's a difference. And there's some fuckers.
The polite ones will go out with a dart for you over a dart and talk to you about the other ones.
Alright, to be fair,
To be
that's
That's
not entirely.
Oh shit.
There you go.
Alright. Cheers.
It's just easier that way.
Fair enough.
words that I don't remember. Doesn't matter. I
But
have
yeah,
thought,
so it's
and
been a
now
lot
it's
of
gone.
chaos and entropy today, but
Yeah,
we have
today's
navigated
been
through
a
it, and
thing,
here we
and
are.
Yeah, no, it's been a thing. Tuna, Fox, Persiog, thank you very much for tuning in. Please,
Yeah, no, definitely appreciate
spread
it.
the word again for those of y'all that might have just tuned in. Format of the show might change a little bit if we still want to do YouTube stuff. YouTube does not like us because YouTube is a bunch of assholes.
You know what? I think then we don't like YouTube, or at least I don't like YouTube. If they don't
I like
approve of
YouTube,
this, then
but I also
think
don't
YouTube
like
can
YouTube.
Fuck off.
It's kind of like I appreciate the service that is provided and the content. I appreciate the service that is provided, and I appreciate I don't appreciate its effective monopoly of a market, but I do appreciate it being a very accessible platform for people to be able to do a lot of things. Like, I appreciate YouTube as a platform to be able to have some sort of thing to put out.
They have a lot of potential flexibility, but then they do a lot nowadays to limit that flexibility, and it gets annoying.
Again, fascism and capitalism go so fucking hard hand in hand. Like, they are not necessarily inextricable, but
I do find that there's a funny note how fascism relies on capitalism as an anchor in a society, otherwise it would have no hope.
right, because without industry, you can't force people to. Yeah, it's.
I ain't no Goku, I'm just saying.
I sure as fuck ain't no Goku. Have you seen?
But I'm just saying.
I wear like $1.30. Yes, I am one scrawny motherfucker. Yeah, no.
Really, you're only about $1.30? What do we got?
You're not dumb. Like, I'm glad that you were lurking. I'm glad that you were here. I'm glad that both of you were hanging out.
Well, okay, so now it looks like we're down to 2. All right.
That's fine. That's fine.
So I've been sinking a lot of my time lately into Payday 2. And I found out that the only way to get the good ending and...
I've had another friend
fair
just
enough.
getting back into Destiny because they got the new variant on the Rona because somebody was an asshole and tried to play it off as a cold when they were in a social situation. People.
douchey.
It's been more than a year now.
So anyway, I've recently started getting like hard into Payday 2 because I like it as a first-person shooter. I very much appreciate, like, I know it's a little bit broken because it's based off of a fucking engine for a driving game, but I think it works really well for what it is.
It really does.
But I really, really, really like the game. I like how the prestige works. I like how they've got it set up, how... it's a thing that I've actually recently started doing. Well, I guess maybe not necessarily that recently, but there are a variety of missions that you can go on to go do stuff, and the more you do any one specific mission, the less experience you get from it.
That's interesting.
So, like, if you can go after a mission, like, a few times,
but if you overdo it,
but if you start to get an experience decrease,
to get progress from it.
So you get, it's limited
diminishing
returns.
returns.
Yeah, it's definitely diminishing returns, and the diminishing returns are 1, 3, 5, 7, and I think 10%. Like, all right, you can do this again, but you get a 1% decrease in the experience that you would receive. All right, you can do this again, but now you get a 3%.
Yeah, and
now
then
you get
so
a
on
5,
until it's
now
like
you get a 7.
Now you're only gonna ever get 90%
and
experience
you can like
from this.
Like yeah, like well no,
'Cause we can't give you the full
caps
anymore.
out. I think it caps out at like 10%. But
So that nerfs you down to 90% XP for that mission once you hit that cap.
But you can stealth missions and get if you do one stealth mission, you get a 5% bonus to your next thing. If you do 2 consecutive stealth missions, then you get a 10% bonus to your next thing.
You can level it out.
Well, you can. It basically evens out to like you get just more. I have Cass who can, I'm sure, just kind of wander through this, be like, yeah, sure, cool, whatever. But I want to get 2 other people together to go through what is the correct ending for the game, and there's a bad ending and there's a good ending, and to be able to get the good ending,
you got to put in so much work. He's already given me the
I
lowdown.
explained this to him a little bit.
Yeah,
earlier,
holy shit! You got to put in so much work to get the good ending.
4 different people have to make sure that they have completed each for themselves their own randomly generated list of 20 achievements that are available in the game. Each person has their own list of 20 achievements that they have
and the
to
4
have.
of you need to gain that list together.
Yeah, so each of you has to have all of, like, the list of shit that you have to have for each player is different. So each player has to make sure that they have all of the achievements that are in this list of things that you have to go through a
and
bunch
that is
of
once you all
bullshit
unlock
to
the
be able
list.
to even find out what the fucking list is.
Which is
like,
lots of steps, including...
it's
Doesn't
just-
everybody have to get a fucking translator going?
Yeah, but like...
Yeah.
So, there are a couple of points in this where you literally have to do a translation to find out what anything is. Like, it's all in an alien language that they never give you a key for.
Isn't it great?
Thankfully, the internet exists. Yay, communism. So, anyway, you have to do a whole bunch of shit.
whole.
And
bunch
each
of shit.
like you have to have a 4-man crew
I'll be right back.
that knows
Use
what they're
that.
doing, and everybody has to have a whole bunch of shit all together to be able to do all of the things. And then you break into the White House, and if everybody, once you get to a certain point, has done all of the stuff that they need to do, then you can do a special thing when you get into the basement of the White House. Yes, that's an actual fucking thing that you do. Everybody has to do a thing. There's another big thing. I don't want to do a bunch of spoilers, and I don't remember all of the stuff involved. So there's a bunch of shit. But there is a second ending that I would love to see. But you have to have 4 people together that have all done a whole bunch of bullshit to be able to do this thing. And then you get an achievement called Secret Achievement, which is not listed anywhere. I want that. One of the guys that I play with, my co-host, Cass, already has bullshit on that game that you cannot get because he has done things that he was not supposed to be able to do in that game. Anyway, we are coming around to the end of this evening's adventure. Boxy, Tuna, I'm really fucking glad that both of y'all tuned in. I see from the screen that we have only the 2 of you. At least that's all I'm being notified of through the Twitch stuff. But thank you both for watching. It's good to see both of you. I'm glad that y'all hanging out, checking our shit out. One of these days, I'm going to drop my glasses. One of these days, I'm going to get a more up-to-date desktop type computer, something more stationary, so that more streaming stuff will be available. As far as the video game stuff, right now, most of my option for the video game thing is to stream on Cass's computer while he's there, like basically have him watch. Yeah. Again, today has been an adventure. I would like to thank both of you watching, or all of you watching, both and or all of you watching, because I know this is going to be up on Twitch and also up on the Patreon. Again, our YouTube is down for the time being because of how much we like to drink, or something that we've said.
Oh my, what a shame.
We might have to do a format change to be able to do YouTube stuff. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyway, until next time.
And in the meantime,
everybody, both of y'all, thank you for watching. Like, send people to the Patreon. $5 a month. Please help.
It'd be
fund
appreciated.
This. Because we need all the help we can get, as I'm sure you can see. Anyway, until next time, keep drinking. Keep thinking. And be anti-racist. Be anti-sexist.
be anti-prick.
Yeah, just don't be an asshole. And them's the beers, folks.